What's up, Panda dudes? Peter Von Panda here. Hey, I've shown you some of my other Fossil Qs, and I want to show you this one. I've used it. It's a Nate. What's up, Nate? And it's a hybrid watch, and I wanted to show it to you because this one has actually become kind of my daily wear when I wear a Fossil Q. Now, I will point out a couple things here as I'm unboxing it. First of all, this inner holder is in the shape of a Q, which is pretty cool. That's where the watch will come. And then you have all your books and guides here. You also have on the bottom a battery cover removal tool. Oh, there it comes out. But you can also use, you know, a coin or a screwdriver or something like that. But this is basically a nice little stainless steel piece, and it's used to open up the back here, so when your battery dies you can replace the battery. So just kind of cool that they include that. I think it's nifty. So all of that comes when you buy a Fossil Q hybrid smartwatch. I'm not going to go into all that. If you want to see a full review, not only on the watches, but then how to set them up, how to use the app, check out one of my previous videos. Now, as I was mentioning, as you can see by the picture, this watch does not have this strap on it anymore. I've actually, the strap was fine. It has kind of like this burnt edge. It's kind of this orange brown, and then it has kind of this black edge. I wasn't a huge fan of that, so I replaced it. It didn't look bad at all, but I just wanted to go with something a little more vintagey saddle leather, and here's what it looks like. Now, I do think these watches are pretty big. You know, in the Fossil brand, now if you know, Fossil owns several different brands, they tend to be pretty big. In the diesel hybrid watches as well, they tend to be pretty big. This is like a 47 or 48 millimeter, and so you may or may not like that, but I do like the black. You know, it wears a little bit big, but I tend to like that, but it's also pretty subtle. You know, as you can see there, the gray hands, the gray numbers, and all that are pretty subtle. Now, is this the band I'll wear with this forever? No, I mean, maybe not. First of all, it just goes on with spring bars there. 24 millimeter band, so anything works with it. You can definitely take it out. It looks like a stainless steel case and plated in black. It has a little bit of a brushed finish all the way around, kind of a standard style case. Looks like a chronograph because you have a couple pushers, and then the crown protectors here as well, hiding this crown here. But that's really only for activating your functions, function 1, function 2, and then also calibrating the hands. And as you can see here, even the bezel, which does not move, has a little bit of like this coin gear edge to it, also brushed. You have a mineral crystal, sorry about the fingerprints, flat, slightly raised above the case, and then like I said, the screw off back portion here, so you can get to that battery. And if you're wondering what kind of battery it uses, I guess I can't tell you right here, but it's on the packaging. Get them at any drugstore. So here is the face of it. Again, all black. You know, it's actually kind of a little bit like my diesel watch in that, you know, that one was like a gunmetal. Everything was gunmetal, including the numbers. It was actually really hard to read, especially in anything other than perfect lighting. This is obviously better because the black helps contrast with this gunmetal gray. So you have, you know, raised, applied hour markers and numbers. Those are all in like a gray. They help stand out a little bit. Again, depending on your lighting, it may not be the most obvious thing when you glance down. I do like that your, you know, fitness meter and activity meter here is in orange, the alert, and then the modes down here are in gray. Those are a little hard to read. But you do have a little orange nib on the end of the minutes hand, which is kind of nice. Helps break up and kind of identify where it is. So that's kind of nice to draw your eye in there. And you can see here we've got 24-hour markings around that outer dial. There's a little bit of texturing on this like kind of secondary chapter ring, and then obviously a big wide flat dial here with the sub window. A sub dial there. I really like it. I think, you know, the reason I picked this one up is, to be honest, I wasn't really impressed with the Fossil Q hybrid watch selection. I do like them, you know, but some of them are a little too colorful for an everyday wearer, and especially when you're a little older and you're trying to match outfits and things like that, it can be a little tough. And this one was kind of a very, you know, it's, if you just remove the band like I did here, it's just kind of comes down to a black watch, and then you can kind of match it. You can put a black band on there if you wanted to. You could go very colorful, and so the black kind of goes with everything, and it's a little bit more stealthy and kind of blends into a professional environment. Whereas some of like the blue one, I really liked the blue and the orange and the red and the yellow, but it's just a bit in your face, and so it's a bit bold. Now you can go to like the Armani brand, as I was saying, or Diesel, or any of the Chaps, or any of the other brands that Fossil essentially owns, and find a style and a size that's a little bit more suited to you. Like the Skagen or Skane or however you pronounce it, Swedish one is probably the style I like the most. But as we saw, my issue with that is, unlike all of the rest of the Fossil Q hybrids, for some reason they don't do calendar alerts. That's actually the only alert I have activated on the watch, and that's because I don't want to miss my next meeting. If you have a 3 o'clock meeting, a 4 o'clock meeting, a lot of times those 3 o'clocks run right to the 4 o'clock mark, and so you don't want to be late. And so that's why I really use it. Now, you could do something like that with a Chronos wearable disc. I reviewed that too, and it just didn't work for me. It just, the thing was not prime time ready. And so this is nice because it gives me that solid vibration. The hands move, in my case, to the noon position, and it tells me that I'm running late for my next meeting. And so it's kind of a nice little tap on the shoulder to get up and get ready for your next appointment. So I really like that. I think that's what they're really useful for. You can obviously use them for text alerts, phone calls, and various other things, but I just use them for calendar reminders. So there it is. It's a quick look at the Fossil Q hybrid in black. I really like this one. Check it out. I'll put a link to it in the description if you want to pick up any one of the Fossil Q hybrids. Follow the link and pick one up. I think you will be pretty impressed. And the price point on them is very low. Peter Von Panda out.